Have you ever heard something about Judaism that made you pause? What if some of the most common beliefs about this ancient faith are actually misunderstood or misrepresented? In this series, we're going to dive deep, challenging popular assumptions about Jewish life, law, and history. Get ready to uncover the surprising truths behind the 5 biggest misconceptions about Judaism. When many people think of Judaism, their minds often go straight to a long list of strict rules and commandments, the Halakha. This perception, while acknowledging a central aspect of Jewish life, often paints an incomplete and shallow picture. It suggests that Judaism is merely a legalistic framework, an endless set of do's and don'ts with little room for personal connection or spiritual depth. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Beyond the intricate tapestry of laws, Judaism pulsates with a profound spiritual core. It encompasses the ancient mystical traditions of Kabbalah, which explore the hidden dimensions of God and the universe. It emphasizes deeply personal prayer, known as tefillah, a direct and heartfelt conversation with the divine. And perhaps most powerfully, it instills the concept of tikkun olam, repairing the world, a powerful ethical imperative that calls every Jew to actively pursue social justice, environmental stewardship, and contribute to the betterment of humanity. To reduce Judaism to just its rules is to miss the entire spiritual and ethical universe it truly offers. Imagine thinking that all Christians or all Muslims share the exact same beliefs and practices. It sounds absurd, doesn't it? Yet, a common misconception about Judaism is precisely this, that it is a monolithic faith where every Jew thinks and acts identically. This couldn't be further from the dynamic reality of Jewish life. In truth, Judaism is an incredibly diverse and vibrant spectrum of movements, each with its own rich history, interpretations, and approaches to faith in the modern world. From the deep adherence to tradition found in Orthodox Judaism, to the evolving interpretations of conservative Judaism, the progressive approaches of Reform Judaism, and the cultural focus of Reconstructionist and Humanistic Judaism, the landscape is vast. These different streams reflect centuries of intellectual debate, adaptation to changing times, and varying understandings of what it means to live a Jewish life. To ignore this incredible diversity is to miss the vibrant, evolving nature of an ancient faith. For many, especially those coming from a Christian background, the concept of the Messiah is often understood through the lens of Jesus Christ, a divine figure central to personal salvation. However, this interpretation often leads to a profound misunderstanding of the Messiah's role within Judaism. While the idea of a Messiah, or Mashiach, is indeed a fundamental tenet, it is distinctively different. In Jewish tradition, the Messiah is not divine, nor is he part of a trinity. Instead, he is understood as a human descendant of King David, chosen by God to usher in a messianic era, a time of universal peace, justice, and the knowledge of God throughout the world. His coming is about global transformation, not about individual salvation, in the same way it is understood in Christianity. Moreover, personal salvation in Judaism is not contingent upon believing in the Messiah. It's about living a life dedicated to God's commandments and ethical conduct. This highlights a crucial theological distinction that often goes unnoticed. Perhaps no phrase from the Bible is more widely misinterpreted and wielded to caricature a religion than an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Often it's cited to paint Judaism as a primitive, vengeful faith, implying a literal and brutal retribution. But this couldn't be further from the profound ethical and legal interpretations developed within Jewish tradition. For millennia, rabbinic law, as detailed in the Talmud, has understood this verse not as a call for physical mutilation, but as a principle of monetary compensation for damages. It's about proportionate justice, that the value of an eye or a tooth must be compensated financially, preventing excessive punishment while ensuring fairness. This transforms a seemingly harsh dictum into a cornerstone of civil law, emphasizing restitution and preventing a cycle of never-ending revenge. It's a testament to the sophisticated legal and ethical thought within Judaism that often gets lost in superficial readings. In many religious traditions, the interpretation of sacred texts and laws is often seen as the exclusive domain of a priestly class or religious elite. It's a common assumption that in Judaism, only rabbis hold the key to understanding the Torah and Halakha. However, this greatly misunderstands the vibrant intellectual core of Jewish life. While rabbis are indeed crucial spiritual guides, legal authorities, and teachers, Judaism profoundly emphasizes and actively encourages personal study, critical thinking, and direct engagement with sacred texts for every single individual. The Talmud itself, the bedrock of rabbinic law, is filled with passionate debates and disagreements among scholars, highlighting that intellectual inquiry, questioning, and diverse perspectives are not just tolerated, but highly valued. Every Jew is encouraged to learn Torah, to question, to argue, and to discover meaning for themselves, fostering a deeply engaged and intellectually alive faith tradition.